So welcome back again. This time it is just going to be me today. So you may want to switch off now. There won't be as much banter or crack today because Al is at home. I am at home, and depending on which order you watched these videos in, this is the next day after the Caddy video. Whilst we were in Chesterfield, a small town, racing with Rye and Scott, I collected a spoiler for one of my other cars, which we'll see a little bit today. I won't do a full walk around today, probably, just because I just want to get this done. And I'm in a get shit done kind of mood today, so let's get shit done. I'm likely going to break something today, so here's hoping that I don't. I'm also not 100% sure how I'm going to do the job today, but I'm going to give it a shot. So I'm in my garage here at my house. I suppose let's do a quick walk around. It's in a bit of a mess because it's off season and we're just coming out of winter. We're in the first week of March now, so it's a little bit cold still, right? So I've got I've actually put on a jacket today as I didn't have a jacket yesterday and I was freezing all day yesterday. So hat on, jacket on. Let's take a quick tour of the garage. So starting up top, I've got, well, I don't know why I've got them here, but these are actually going to be, so I've got 4 left of these. These are Nova semi-slick tires, 17-inch. They're going on the front. I've got 2 more inside the little shed out back, where I have a couple of tires for the rear of the cars as well. These are the front steering tires, along with 2 other tires that are either going to be going on the front of the 2 project cars that we haven't told you about, or I have 4 of these which are mated perfectly to another car that I have which you haven't seen yet, which is an R33 GTR. So let's take a quick walk around. So there's a Pro Kart in the way. This is my Comp Kart 2018 Comp Kart Senior Evo Rotax engine. This thing is terrifying. It's going up on a stand later on today. A buddy of mine, Rob, is going to come over and help me to lift this up. I've got my bike from 20 something years ago. I've just recently had this restored. Little coffee table for the coffees in the morning, and a hair dryer. I have no hair, but I'm going to be using a hair dryer for what we're going to be doing today, which is fitting this. Oh, look at the paint, is just gorgeous. The paint on the Lexus is savage. So Scott did a great job on this. I took it a little bit prematurely. It was actually meant to have a little bit more work done, but I was just so eager to get it on. So here it is. It's resting on top of, oh, I don't know, will I show you those wheels that are in those boxes today, but I've just picked them up and they are for one of my other cars, which is getting fully resprayed right now. It is a Spec R S15, which is being repainted its original silver color. Inside, it has an FIA spec cage inside. It has a fully race-built engine, and it is a road legal car. It is now getting a full Origin body kit put on it, and these are the wheels for that car. They are brand new in box, Rays Volk Racing TE37s, and they are just, oh, they are just incredible. 18 by 11, 13J, 5x114, TE37s, brand new in box. These things did not come cheap at all, but I think the car is worth it, and I've always wanted them. They're probably my favorite wheel. Actually, no, I'll go out there and say they are my favorite wheel of all time. So I'm super stoked, and I'm really honored to be able to have them back in my life again. Unfortunately, they're not the same wheels. The ones I had before were white 17-inch wheels that were on an R33 of mine from many years ago when I was in my early 20s. Anyway, enough of that. Let's take a look around the garage. So as I climb over this thing here, this thing is actually sick. I mean, if there's any interest in watching videos on these things, we can do, right? But this thing is badass. Absolutely badass. Table, we will be using that today for the spoiler. a little cabinet here where I have my race helmets and some of the stuff for go-karting. It's a mess at the moment with just GoPros and gear, just sorting stuff out. Some suits from years gone past, my old tuxedo or tracksedo with Drift Games, my National Car Centre drift suit, another Drift Games, the lumberjack suit, and my Pro Drift Academy suit. I've got my OG evicted clothing suit there, and then the one that's missing is in a bag just there. One more suit coming this year for the drift cars. Here then I've got a lot of painted just plastic add-on parts for the two cars that you haven't seen yet, painted in the same color as the Lexus, which is super sweet. I've got some HKS a titanium tipped exhausts that are going on one of my other cars, a 300ZX Z32. And then just some random bits and bobs for racing, right? So without further ado, let's get the Lexus in here, or as far in as we can with this thing in the way, and let's get started. So here she is. It is a very, very late 2015 Lexus GS300H. H standing for hybrid. I've had this car now for about, I want to say 4 or 5 years. It's one of the cars that I've had the longest. I think the only other car I've had longer is one of my other S15s, which I call the Irish S15. The one I mentioned earlier on for the TE37s is what I call the English S15, because it's going to live over here in the UK. So I've had Tanabe lowering springs on this. It has fancy mag ride type suspension, so I didn't want to ruin that and put coilovers on, because this thing drives great. So Tanabe lowering springs, which lowers the front more than the rear, because these cars naturally sit a little bit higher in the front. Then I've had a front lip, side skirts, rear corner pieces fitted. I've had Seamus at Moose Design dechrome it, so it's been, all the chrome's been wrapped black, and all the parts are painted in this incredible color. Hopefully, if the sun comes out later on, once we've washed the car, you'll see it. And then I have it on some now very rare discontinued 19-inch work Ignosis wheels, and they're sick. I love them to bits. I'm not a real big polished lip or polished wheel kind of guy, but as you will see hopefully in a video in the future, I do have some other very chromey boys going on to the Irish S15, which are 18-inch 3-piece work CRs that are incredible. Absolutely incredible. They're back in Ireland now, waiting for that car to be done so that they can go on that car. They're going to look sick. So let's get started. I'm going to start off by trying to get the... Actually, let's take a look at the lip that's on it now. So the spoiler that's on now is an aftermarket lip spoiler, which is cool. Again, painted obviously in this color. You can't see the color because it's absolutely filthy. And the other spoiler on top of the boxes is just more aggressive. It's a spoiler that I got from the far east of Europe, and it's going to go further down. It should sit nice and low here, and it should stick out a lot more. And I just think it'll nicely kind of set off the rear end of the car. Oh, it's a bit tight inside here today. So as I get ready to take the old spoiler off, I'm going to heat it with this hair dryer that I have, and yeah, let's see, can I get it off? So I've got to try and do a quick time lapse. Luckily I've got plug points in all areas of the garage, which is great. So I will get the old spoiler off, I'll heat up the glue a little bit, get them off, and then test fit the new spoiler. she's off. So now let's go get the car washed, and then let's put this bad boy back on. Okay, so spoiler is off. Old, smaller aftermarket spoiler is off. Car has been washed, and I've just test fitted this fiberglass spoiler now. I know where all the mounting points are. But because nothing is ever going to be permanent, because I'll probably change my mind down the line or change it again or do whatever. So I'm going to be using Gorilla tape for this. The one that I've used actually is one that was recommended to me by a friend of mine. I use this for all sorts, even for, you know, reg plates on cars. It's a clear see-through tape. It's super sticky and it's soft, so it's a little bit flexible as well. So I'm going to be lining the inside, and trust me, from just taking off the other spoiler, it stays on, and it stays on for a long time. This is rated for 6 kilo if you do like an area. So I'm going to be lining all of the inside of the top of the spoiler, all of the inside of the spoiler that goes onto the flat surface of the boot down by the reg plate. Also around here where the indent is for the Lexus badge, and of course around the corners also. I'll fit it so it overlaps, and then I will cut it down with a blade, just so I get absolute full-on adhesiveness to the boot of the car. The sun is shining now, so I'm going to try and get it done as soon as possible. So let me get a quick time lapse going of me getting some tape on this bad boy right now. Okay, so I've got the backing tape, well, not the backing tape, the double-sided tape on, surrounding all corners, all areas, some cut to fit. I've started taking off the corners of the double-sided tape. I'll only take the corners off until I get to the car, and then test fit it once more, and then peel everything away and stick it on once and for all. So let me get the rest of the backing tape off, and then we're good to go. Right, that's all done. I just used a little scalpel blade thingy. So now let's get the spoiler. I know this is probably the most boring video in the whole world. I'm putting a spoiler on a Lexus, but let's get the spoiler on. I am super excited for this. So there we go. That is one spoiler on. It's a lot wider than it was before. The other one went to about there. Deeper, wider, surrounds the Lexus badge as well. So that's that done. It's now hours later. A buddy of mine came over to help with moving this back onto its stand. So that's now back in its place, which is really, really cool. We also took the opportunity to look at these bad boys. These are absolutely, I just in love with these wheels. But the spoiler's on. I'm gonna leave it now for 24 hours, not drive it anywhere, if I can avoid it. Check to make sure that the adhesive has adhered, stayed strong. I'm not quite sure, right? But want to make sure I waited for months to get this part, and been waiting a while to get it painted as well. So it's been, well, no, I haven't been. I kept it for a long time before even bringing it to get painted. And it's now on. So a lot more to come on that car. in the future. I will, like with all the other cars that I'll be showing you in the coming months, this is just the introduction of the cars. You'll get to see way more of them if you'd like to. So thank you very much for watching. And next video should be really exciting, actually, something really cool to show you. And we will take it from there. So thank you very much for watching and see you guys soon. Bye-bye.